Wow. In that previous part, I got pretty personal. But if I ever want to connect to an audience and live out my dream as a podcaster and quit my day job, I gotta be willing to be vulnerable with all of you. And if you feel like sharing your stories, please understand I'm not a doctor. But feel free to talk to me anyway. So, in the previous part, we were going through an article about 10 effects of porn addiction. And we got through the first 2. We got 8 more to go. Number 3, effects on relationships. Porn addiction can lead to decreased intimacy, communication, trust in relationships, and feelings of shame and isolation. I mean, not gonna lie, this is how I can relate to it, because I've never really been in a serious relationship. There have been times in the past where, I would bookmark my favorite porn videos. My computer was full of it. My history was full of it. On my phone, I had sexually explicit images. All sorts of stuff that if I'd been in a relationship, I wouldn't have wanted my girlfriend to see. And I feel like that probably made me feel pretty inadequate too. Now I'm proud to say I've deleted all that. I don't have any of that on my phone. I don't bookmark porn anymore. I don't even watch it on my laptop anymore because of the virus risk. And I've got a nice computer. The last thing I want to do is get a virus from some porn site. But anyway, say you are in a relationship, you can have a hard time repairing your sex life. Many people who are addicted to porn compare their real life partners to the people they see in porn and hold them to unrealistic expectations or standards. And naturally, the partner can't meet these impossible expectations or feels uncomfortable with them. And then the person with the addiction becomes sexually dissatisfied, which can also feelings of betrayal from partner. Addiction can lead to feelings of betrayal from a relationship partner, as they may feel that their partner's use of porn and masturbation is a form of infidelity or cheating. Now, I want to comment on that, because I don't agree with any of that. I think that's a little too prudish. It's not cheating if you're just watching content. Cheating is when you touch other people sexually. Like, I'd say, kissing, maybe even hand-holding. Hand-holding and above, that's cheating. You could even say flirting is like sort of the gateway to cheating, more so than pornography consumption. Like, I think that's ridiculous. Now, in the event that, I will say though, a partner has every right to be upset if it's hurting their sex life. Like, oh, my boyfriend didn't want to have sex with me because his libido is drained from watching too much porn. Okay. Then I think the partner has every right to feel betrayed. And I know people are all about validating everybody's feelings on everything. I don't think all feelings deserve to be validated. I'm very much a facts over feelings kind of guy. I'm trying to look at this from psychological studies and all that. Not just how people feel. I'm very much a facts over feelings guy. Now, because for example, say you're in a relationship, but you have a higher libido than your partner was. Say you're horny and your partner says no. You respect your partner's consent, but you still want to get off, so you go watch porn. If that partner then turns around and calls you a cheater, it's like, no, I wanted to have sex with you. You rejected me. I didn't go cheat on you with someone. I just looked up some porn. So I strongly disagree with people who view pornography and masturbation as a form of infidelity. I think that's ridiculous. But there are some women out there who feel that way. Probably some men too. Next is a lack of emotional closeness. Porn addiction can lead to a lack of emotional closeness, as the person may become more focused on their addiction than on building intimacy and connection with their partner. They will also spend less time with their partner, and the time spent together may seem less enjoyable because the person with an addiction is distracted by thoughts of porn. Okay, so that's basically the same as someone thinking about, oh, I need a drink, and it's distracting. Same kind of thing. So, I buy that. I respect that. And then decrease in relationship trust. Porn addiction can lead to dishonesty and deception about its use, which can decrease the amount of trust and satisfaction. So, say you've got a partner who is, open to your porn consumption, but she wants to know what you watch and you're ashamed to admit it. Say you've got, I'm going to use South Park as an example. When Gerald was being a troll in season 20, he pretended to have that it was something to do with porn. And he didn't want to tell Sheila, his wife, what it was. But then he convinced her that he had a fetish for watching women pee on men. So then she wanted to pee on him. And when he didn't want her to pee on him, then she's like, oh, you don't think I'm attractive. Is that what it is? There's something about there too. But, okay, relationship trust on another end. Say you don't want to admit what you watch because you're afraid your partner might be ashamed of you. So you hide that info from your partner because you're afraid your partner will be ashamed of your, piss fetish. So you just don't tell her. So then she's wondering what you're doing on the computer. Leads to more distrust. She's more likely to then breach your trust by maybe looking at your search history. And if she sees there's nothing in it, then she'll really get suspicious of you because someone with something to hide is always deleting their history. So, decreased trust. Big time. Now, this next one goes back to my story. Concerns about children's exposure. When I was 14, looking up porn in broad daylight with my stepbrother, as a result, my younger sister saw it. And that was why I got grounded. I didn't get grounded for looking up porn. The main reason I got punished, at least from my dad's perspective, his issue was the fact that my sister saw it. My parents were divorced at the time, but I remember having separate punishments. Like, he made me pick up a bunch of dog shit in the backyard. And I was grounded from the computer for everything that wasn't school-related for the rest of the school year. And that was about 2 months when I was over at his place. At my mom's place, we were just grounded for a week, which included the computer. House grounding. But as far as my dad went, we had the chore the weekend after the event, and we were grounded that weekend, and that was it. I was grounded that weekend. And, different concerns. But anyway, so imagine being a dad, with a porn addiction, and you're looking up porn in the open. Mom probably wouldn't be too happy about the kid seeing that. So, this can put increased pressure on a couple's relationship when it comes to shared computers. So, and then number 4, unrealistic beliefs about sex. Someone who is addicted to porn may begin to view sexual encounters as performance-based and objectify their partners. This can lead to dissatisfaction with real-life sexual experiences and difficulty forming intimate relationships. It can also desensitize people to violent or degrading sexual content, normalizing harmful or extreme sexual behavior. Think about, rape fantasies. That comes to mind. In seeking therapy and abstaining from porn use can help people develop healthy attitudes towards sex and improve their relationships. I feel like that's just a little disclaimer from addictionhealth.com. Just a little plug there. Anyway, but this one makes me think of an article I read a while ago, and I'm just citing from memory here some examples about how porn can be unrealistic. One example is how in a lot of pornography videos, women tend to moan and yell really loudly. as it turns out, when it comes to real sex, chances are if a woman is moaning and making all those sounds, she's more likely to be faking it. But these videos make men think, the louder the woman is, the more noises she's making, the better the sex is. So, when in reality, if a woman's having a real orgasm, there's a good chance she's going to be pretty quiet. So a guy could be having sex with a woman, thinking he's not pleasing her because she's being quiet, and then he might start changing up what he's doing and do things that might be painful to her because a lot of the stances they do in porn and the way they do it isn't healthy for real sex. It's not what real sex is like. So if you're trying to fuck your partner the same way you saw a guy fuck a girl in a porn video, not going to be good. And then we go next. Effects on libido. This is 5 out of 10. So we're halfway there just about, with 4 minutes left in this 15-minute segment. Porn addiction can lead to long-term effects on libido, as it can desensitize the brain's reward system, making it harder to experience pleasure from real-life sexual encounters. This shift in the brain can result in decreased libido, ED, and difficulty achieving orgasm. Now, additionally, porn addiction can lead to feelings of shame, anxiety, and depression, negatively impacting sexual desire and performance. So, basically, you watch too much porn, you have a harder time having sex in real life. Or perhaps, you're into dehumanizing stuff. You get off from dehumanizing videos. So you end up being like the guy in the movie. He's a sex addict. The movie's called Choke. It's based off a book. It's from the same people that wrote Fight Club. The book, that is. The guy in this movie, he eventually developed feelings for a woman, and he couldn't perform for her because he respected her. He was an addict, a sex addict. And he could only fuck what he didn't respect. So maybe there are people with porn addictions who have a hard time sexually performing for the ones they love. I imagine it's the same thing. Then number 6, loss of self-confidence or self-worth. Porn addiction can lead to a loss of self-confidence or self-worth as people may begin to compare themselves to the performers in pornography and feel inadequate. Feelings of shame, guilt, and self-doubt can result, which can impact the person's self-esteem and overall mental health. And additionally, the secretive nature of porn addiction can lead to feelings of isolation and a lack of social connection, further exacerbating these negative feelings. And then we got time for one more before I go into the next one. We have shirking work or other obligations. This can lead to someone neglecting their work and other responsibilities. Addiction alters the brain's reward system. So this causes people to prioritize pleasure over responsibilities. You drink too much the night before, miss work because you're too hungover. Okay, maybe you didn't sleep all night because you were up watching porn, so you miss work. Same concept. So you could lose your job, lose money. How about the people who spend a bunch of money on, OnlyFans or whatever, and then go in debt? They don't even mention that here. How about your financial obligations to keep a roof over your head? Kind of like how gambling addiction, that's a behavioral one, just like this. You can go into debt and lose things. Well, spend too much money on OnlyFans. Go into debt. So, we got time for one more. Number 8, inability to become aroused, known as porn-induced erectile dysfunction. PIDE. Get PIDE. Long-term effect of porn addiction. This occurs when the brain becomes desensitized to the stimuli of porn. Leads to a decrease in dopamine receptors and an inability to become aroused without porn. I talked about this before. But here's what makes this one really bad. Recovery from being pied. You got to abstain from porn and allow the brain to rewire, and this can take months or even years. So this is a really bad one. So if your libido is decreasing, stop watching porn. Don't let it get to this. Coming up in the next part, the final 2 points, and we're going to talk about